In Melting Ice, Rising Tides, I want to connect the effects of what's happening in the polar regions with the warming climate and the effects of melting ice on rising sea levels, and of course the profound effect that's having on coastlines across the globe. But in this exhibition I'm focusing on the British familiar coastline of southern England. My work always starts out in the field, drawing from observation, using my digital camera. And I've long been interested in icy and glaciated landscape, and two periods of field work, one in Antarctica at the Antarctic Peninsula and the other up in Svalbard in the high Arctic, has provided research for this show. Plus, of course, I've been looking at specific locations along the south coast of England. One in Sussex, which is a soft chalk coastline, and the other in North Devon, which is a harder rock coastline. And both showing evidence of accelerated coastal erosion. So back in the studio, when I make my larger works, such as this work, which is Sea Ice Svalbard, I'm using watercolour, which is, it seemed appropriate with the kind of wateriness and the atmospherics of Svalbard. It was an extraordinary kind of eerie, silvery quality of light up in the high Arctic. I think probably what I really want to evoke in the big drawing is how it's like a homage or something to remember those ice flows, the particular formation of that, because of course it's not only changing with the tidal weather and the wind that's pushing that, but also with melt. Svalbard is one of the most rapidly warming places on the planet, so it's a very changing environment. With this large drawing, Breaker, I really wanted to give a sense of the power of a breaker as it comes rolling in, and of course setting that against some of the other works which are showing the effects of coastal erosion from the sea. I used in the media as a dilution the seawater itself from Eastbourne, which is where I was drawing. For example, here you can see some of the ink has actually sort of separated out in the salt and caused that strange kind of rather textured kind of pigmentation of the ink. So I like that kind of unexpected way the media settles out. Another image where I've incorporated elements of the landscape into the work is this small drawing of Coastguard Cottage at Birling Gap. It's a series of terrace of cottages. This is the remaining cottage of, I think there's 4, which previously there were 8. So as time's going on, they're having to demolish cottages as the cliff retreats. I used a fabricated chalk, but also a ground chalk that I'd actually gathered from the cliff face in this drawing. I think it's kind of significant for me that the chalk is a very fragile surface and you could easily wipe it away with your hand. And I want that to sort of represent the fragility of that building on the edge of that cliff. I made the large installation Rockfall Bideford Bay from a section of cliff face in North Devon, which is a kind of harder rock face than the Sussex chalk. It's made of a sort of sandstone shale mixture of geology, and it's experiencing large amounts of rockfall due to the power of the Atlantic breakers that hit it. And science is showing that this is now accelerating with sea level rise and a warming climate. In the install, I really wanted to try and get that sense of being underneath something that's quite precarious for the viewer. And so obviously that's come through into a sort of 3D spill of rocks in the gallery space. We're living through a time of unprecedented climate change, and many of the sites I'm working from have been changing beyond recognition within my own lifetime. And as an artist, I feel a witness to that. I want to kind of capture that through my observation drawings that I make whilst I'm out on my field trips. And I want to bring that back to the studio and give a sense of that physical experience of the beauty and the wonder of our planet, but also the fragility of that, really, and what we stand to lose.